Hey everybody, it's Tank and Trucker, and today I'm gonna do a review of a tank. It's a tier 3. I haven't done really many smaller, like small tier tank reviews, but excuse me. This is kind of a unique, fun tank to play every once in a while. It's definitely a lot of fun when you team up with a couple people. If you get two, definitely three is even better. But it's the German Tier 3 pz1c. So we'll go over this a little bit real quick. For starters, it's a Tier 3. It is a light tank. You get 230 hit points. Your hull armor and turret armor. Your hull armor is 30 in the front, 20 in the sides, and 14 in the rear. I bet you that track's considered spaced armor too, so it kind of helps. That's a pretty flat area. And then your turret armor is 30 in the front, 14 in the side, and 14 in the rear. So not very thick on the sides or rear, and it's a tier 3. What do you expect? But your engine power, you get 180 horsepower Briggs & Stratton high output motor. Your specific power to weight ratio is awesome. It's 21.43. Top speed is 79 kilometers an hour in forward, 22 in reverse. And you'll get up to that 79 pretty easy. Pretty fast, too. It's only got two crews in it. Obviously, for the size of it, it's just a tiny little thing. Your concealment while you're not moving is 22, which is actually pretty darn good. View range is 347, so you're getting out there, but it's a light tank and it's a tier 3, so what do you expect? You're not going to be at a 400 view range in something this small. And let's get up this away. So the gun is a 7.92 Mauser EW-141. It's a machine gun. You get 40 shells in the chamber. Time to load one shell is 0.13 seconds. I mean, it's like fast. It's like, it's a machine gun. Time to do a complete load is only 8 seconds, and you've got 40 more rounds in there. Average penetration on your standard is 33, and your premium is 43. I pretty much shoot nothing but premium out of this, and it is very expensive. You can do a ton of damage, and you are not going to make this. Playing this thing is to play for fun. It's not going to make you any credits. I can guarantee you that. Standard rounds, they won't pen, so, I mean, you could probably pen, but out of a magazine of 40, if in one of the matches we had, it was us and our tier 3, I was teamed up with Ripper 1, and her and I both ran our pz1cs, and we were the only tier 3s. There was a couple tier 4s, and the rest were tier 5s. Yeah, fat chance in hell on penning anything on that. But even when you're, mid to top tier, standard rounds just don't really hack it. Average damage is 8. Average damage per minute is 1,455. Dispersion on the stock, the way it's set up, not mine, but stock, it's got a 0.45 dispersion, so you want to be up close and personal with this. You want to, just circle around somebody and put round after round in their keister. Aim time is 1.3 seconds, so it's got a pretty fast aim time. The way mine's set up, and you get negative 10 gun depression and plus 20. Turret traverse is 44.95, and your traverse speed for the hull is 51.2. So it does turn fast, which as fast as you can go in this, you're going to need it to. And the way mine is set up, my aim time is 1.27 seconds, and dispersion is still 0.44. It is not a sniper. It is not accurate. You definitely have to be medium to close range in this thing to make your rounds count, or you will just spray buildings and everything else and not hit what you're aiming at. It's fun though, like I said, it's a fun tank to play. I've only got 30 matches in mine, and I've got a 63% win rate. And you'll see in the match that I'm going to have here, Ripper 1 and myself, we actually did very well. We both got 3 kills, so we took out, pretty much half the team ourselves just between us two. We ended up dying. My mistake was I was coming around on a tank trying to get a side and rear, and I couldn't get turned quick enough, and I got rammed by another tank, which killed me, but it knocked him down to like 7 hit points, and Ripper came around and knocked him the rest of the way out. And then she was trying to knock out a Matilda, and she was trying to get out of the way, and unfortunately she hit a building, and the Matilda was able to hit her and knock her out. Anyways, I'll go ahead and pause this here for a second, and when I come back, we'll go ahead and do the gameplay on that match, and I think you'll get a kick out of it. Pretty cool. So anyways, we got Wide Park, which you don't see this if you are in anything over a Tier 5. I believe Tier 5 and lower can see this map, but Tier 6s and higher you won't. But Rip and I were teamed up on this, both in our pz1cs, and I usually stay in the third-person view. I do go into the sniper view once in a while, but for the most part, when you run these, you're going to end up staying in the third-person view, because basically you're going to auto-lock, and you're just going to circle around, your enemy tanks and just, put a hurting on them. You do go into sniper mode once in a while. Your best bet, too, is to try and be in medium to close range in this thing, because the accuracy just really does suck. And if you're shooting at something at a distance, don't just hold your mouse button down and unload the whole 40 rounds, because you'll miss probably 90% of them. What you got to do is you want to, press your mouse button for about 1.5 seconds, let up on it, and then, press it again, let up on it. When it shrinks back in, basically, your reticle is going to get big and shrink in. So, and then also, you got to be careful, because like that M5 A1 Stewart there, I accidentally hit him a few times, because even when you let up on the mouse button on this thing, it still continues to fire rounds, because it's like 4 rounds per, I think it's 4 rounds per burst. So even if you let up, it'll still ping, 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 ping. But you could see on that T127 in the front, I only penned him 5 times out of probably, I think it was about 25 to maybe 25 or so rounds that I plugged into him. But I didn't see Rip here. I bumped into her, so I backed off, and we decided to kind of go up on the hill here, because we saw some stuff up there, but the enemy pz1c came over this way, and we decided to make him go bye-bye. Nothing better than one pz1c shooting at you, but when you got 2 of them shooting at you, yeah, you're gone. That's 80 shells coming at you in just seconds. So this SU-85B, I just auto-locked on him and just let it go to town. And I started a reload here, because I only had like 4 shots left in that one. But, 8-second load, so she's unloading on this artillery, and he's tracked, and then I finish him off. And you can see I let up on the mouse button there, and let's see how many shells. So I let up on the mouse button, and it still sprayed 1, 2, 3, 4 rounds, maybe 5, even after I let up. I see this T-46 over here, and did you see how I let up and fire? Because if you don't, that reticle is just gonna, the longer you hold, the reticle just keeps getting bigger, your bloom does, and you just don't hit anything. So I'm starting to do a reload here, and I see that Matilda. We figure we're going to try taking that out, but you got to get on the reverse side, the back side of one of those, or the side with one of these, because you just will not pen it from the front. And I didn't see that Loosh coming right at me, and we rammed right into each other, and I knocked 177 hit points off him, so left him with 26 hit points, and Ripper 1 comes through, and she takes him out. She was putting some rounds in this Matilda, but she undershot her going around that building there and hit it, and he ended up taking advantage of that and got her a shot in the ass and took her out. But yeah, for a Tier 3 and Tier 4 match, I was pretty happy with this. It did 783 damage and got 3 kills. It's very expensive. The match cost me 78,000 credits to run that there, and I shot... I think it was, I had 500, so about 200 and some odd shells, about 230 shots, I think is what I shot off. So, yeah, we ended up going to win this match, and, yeah, when you play this thing, it's just a play for fun. I ran it twice today, and I probably won't run it for a month, maybe a month and a half. Gotta make up for those 78,000 credits I lost. But this is Tank and Trucker. I hope you liked the video. If you did, please hit the like button down below. If you didn't, you gotta like it. I gotta make up for the 78,000 credits I lost. So I hit the like button anyways. So, anyways, this is Tank and Trucker. Hope you enjoyed the video. And you guys take it easy, be safe, and I'll see you on the battlefield.